So today I'm as local as it gets. I'm in Port Talbot in South Wales, my hometown. Started this walk about 100 yards from my front door, and the plan today is to follow the Wales coastal path as it kind of does a loop around Port Talbot. It's one of the few places along the route where you've got a split with so much variation. You can do the low route along the coast, which is what I'm on now, following the beach, or you can go up and do a little bit of hill walking, which we'll do a little bit later on. But I wanted to do this video to show how different this place is, because everybody, when they think of Port Talbot, just thinks of that, the steelworks. But I don't think people realise, you look beyond that, what it's actually got to offer. This, for a kick-off, 3 and a bit miles of just completely unbroken sand. You've got the Devon Valley with awesome mountain bike trails, awesome walking trails, which no doubt will appear at some point on the channel. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of, like I said, what this place has got to offer. It is a bit windy, so I don't know what the sound on this is going to be like. I've actually got myself a mic for this because I knew there was no way the GoPro would actually pick up anything useful. So we will see how the wind affects the quality of this. But we're out, it's dry, and we've got maybe 9 or 10 miles planned, so not a massive one, but enough to, like I said, show you around my manor. And so for now we bid farewell to the sea, and I mean, you can't really argue with that, can you? So the plan, going to come across these dunes, we'll get to the split where you can sort of carry on around to Swansea, or we will cut back and do a little bit of hill walking on the mountains. And well, just to give you an idea, we will be going up there, along, over that, and then down. The actual route then does go all the way along, but we're not going to go that far today. I've only got a few hours, so 19 miles is probably not on the cards, but it gives you a good indication as to what this place has got, because we are literally going beach, dunes, industry, mountains, rivers, lakes. Sound like I should be a Von Trapp. Barely had time to get my camera out. He literally came out of nowhere over the top of the dunes. I don't know what it was. If you know, let me know, because I'm useless with planes and military. While I'm on the subject of not knowing what things are, pretty much couldn't have timed that better with that plane, but I've been along this stretch of the coastal path countless times. I always do love walking this section, but I always wondered what these were. They're all like, I don't know if they are like old World War II pillar boxes or what. They've all been smashed up and look like they have been for years. So if anybody knows, if anybody from Port Talbot, you know anything about the history of this place, then let me know, because I have pondered for a while what they could be. So here we are at the River Neath. This is as far west as we go on this little trip. I'm going to walk a little bit further on and then we start heading east, and that's when we hit the mountains. If you watched my last video in waterfall country in Port Talbot, that's this river, the River Neath. I should have thrown a stick in at the top and tried to look for it coming out here at this end, but you can see all along this stretch here the remnants of the old industry, the old docks. You've got Britain Ferry docks just round the corner here with Brunel's Tower, which I think used to be the pumping station for the docks. Again, let me know if you're watching this and you know about the history, then put it in the comments. I just noticed coming along here and I thought I'd share this one. I'm assuming these are the salt spreaders for the winter the council use, but they come up with some great names. You've got, don't know if you can see that, Justin Non-Slipperic, Gareth Spreadwoods, Michael Gritter Machine. I don't know if you can see just in the distance, Bonnie Tyre, and Richard Burton. It does just go to show you the wealth of talent that comes out of this tiny little place in South Wales. Richard Burton, Rob Brydon, Michael Sheen, Anthony Hopkins. Good company to be keeping. So this is it. This is the split where the low route and the high route meet. So blue for low, red for high. That way to carry on Swansea and west. We're going to turn back on ourselves, follow the red route from here. I did bring the OS map, so I will show you a little bit later on so where it goes, but not that you'll need it, because genuinely it's so well signposted. Whichever way, you'll easily find it. So sticks out, which means we're heading up. We're going to go over the top of the mountains just that skirt the edge of the town, and it's little bits like this that I love about this walk. I love a little woodland walk. All the peaks and hills and everything. I love these little secluded, sort of almost secret walkways you can find in the woods. So here we are, about halfway up Manatinas, which will be highest point of the hike. I've done about 7.5 miles. I've pretty much walked for 2 hours straight, so I'm going to sit here, have a little bit of a rest before I get up the top, have a cup of tea and enjoy that view. So if you saw my last hike in Port Talbot, I've recently bought the Torx 750mm titanium pot, but bought myself another little trinket to go with it, which is the Sea to Summit X cup or X mug, and a couple of reasons I bought it. I wanted to be able to have the option of having a cup of tea and cooking in my pot if I wanted to, so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to make myself a brew and have some soup and noodles. Seeing as I'm flying the local flag, thought I'd have some Welsh tea. I just realised that with all my rambling, I forgot to charge the GoPro, so I'm running quite low on battery, so I'm not going to go through the map. I'll get home, I'll charge it up, I'll go through the map later. I'll shut up for now. I'll show you some views when we get to the top. So here we are, top of Manatinas. As I suspected, it is a bit blowy, but gives you absolutely amazing views over the town. And you've got everything from Morfa Beach and the steelworks over to the east, all the way around Swansea Bay to the Gower in the west. So I don't know if you can make it out in the distance, but that's the pier where we started, all the way along the beach there, up along the river, around up to here, and we've got this little grassy walk down to what I have to say is a very extremely steep set of steps, which literally takes you almost one-to-one gradient down to the town. I normally, when I do this walk, I come up those steps because I like to get them out of the way quick, do the hard stuff first, but I thought this time around I'd mix it up a little bit. But yeah, if you are doing this walk and you come along the high route, be aware that they are some seriously steep steps, but it is worth it, as you can see. Like I said, brutally steep. Little tip for you: people think a pole is just for going up, but when you're on this sort of stuff, it's worth way more than its weight in gold to have it on you to come down. Really takes the impact off the knees. I sound like an old man here, but the more you take care of them now, the less you have to worry in years to come. So that's it, Port Talbot. Hopefully it's given you an idea that this is not just all about that, and it's got so much more to offer. I've genuinely barely scratched the surface. So I'm gonna head back home, put some battery in the GoPro, show you the map so you know if you're ever coming down here, you know where to go. So the GoPro's charged, I'm recharging, so I'm just gonna quickly show you the route. As usual, it's just started raining, true to form from all my videos. So this is where we started first thing this morning. The original plan was to walk all the way along the sand, but the tide was in, so it ended up coming along technically the official route on the prom, which is not exactly a bad thing. Through the dunes a little bit, back onto the sand. This is where we turned up off the beach, then heading towards the River Neath to here, and then along here around the docks. This is where the Brunel Tower is, across here. So this is the point where you well, the two paths join or split depending on which direction you're coming from. So you go over the old A48 bridge there to head towards Swansea, but we came back in here up along the road and then into the woods here, along, follow through, dive down a little bit into the back of Baglan here, onto the bulk road, and not far there it's a little bit steep and it is single track, so just be a bit careful along there if you come in either direction. Off here then onto the forest paths up. This is where we stop for a little cup of tea, and a bit of food, then up along the top ridge here, and these are the seriously steep steps. I mean, you can see from the lines there that it is brutal all the way down into the town centre. And then the path does head this way again up along the mountains here, but as I said, I wasn't doing the full loop, so we came along here down into the town centre and just followed the road basically through the town, along here, and joined back onto the coastal path there. Now, still according to the OS maps, you go over this old bridge, but it has been closed for a number of years now, so it does take you up here and around and joins back there. So like I said, that's where we came back down, around along here, along the river, joined back onto the beach here and back to the pier. So hope you all enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.